All right, let's go over homework 2.6, number 3. All right, so first thing you should do is just to plug in negative infinity. So you can see that the denominator right here is actually negative infinity cubed, so it's going to still go to negative infinity. All right, on top you have, let's see, negative infinity to the 6th power, so it's going to be a positive infinity plus negative infinity, so it's going to be, so taking a square root, still the top guy goes to positive infinity. All right, so seems like you have an infinity over infinity. Then we're going to have to do something else to simplify it. Right, so first thing we should do is let's try to simplify the denominator. So it's nice to have a simple denominator. So since x cubed is kind of in the way, so I'm gonna just try to multiply top and bottom by 1 over x cubed. Right, so top is 1 over x cubed also. All right, then. But we have to make sure that we have to know that the x is going to negative infinity. So we know that the x is a negative quantity, and which means that of course 1 over negative number cubed is still going to be negative, right? Then if you want to rewrite it, if you want to rewrite the 1 over x cubed with the square root. So you have a square root, right? So whenever you put something inside the square root, you have to square it. So you're going to have 1 over x to the 6th power. The problem is by squaring it, you're losing the negative sign. So this quantity is negative. So in order to make sure that they are the same, we have to make sure that this is equal to negative square root of 1 over x to the 6th, right? So if you have hard time understanding that, think of this way. All right, so let's say you have negative 2, right? Then we want to use square root, so you're going to have a square root of negative 2, say, squared, right? But you can see that the square root of negative 2 squared would be square root of 4, right? But the square root of 4 is just positive 2, not negative 2. So we have to make sure that this is equal to negative of that. So it's a negative of that gives you negative 2. That's why you have this negative sign. All right. But anyway, so let's do that. So once you multiply it out, you're going to get limit as x approaches negative infinity, right? And the denominator is going to be x cubed divided by x cubed is going to be 1 plus 5 divided by x cubed is 5 over x cubed. All right. Then top guy, as we said before, this is equivalent to negative square root of 1 over 6 x to the 6th power. Right. So put that in. So there's a negative sign, so I put that in front. Then we put it inside the square root. So 4x to the 6 divided by x to the 6 gives you 4. Minus x divided by x to the 6 is going to be 1 over x to the 5th power, because one of the x cancel out. All right, then we can take the limit. Right, so 5 divided by huge negative number is going to approach 0. 5 divided by big number is going to be 0. And the same way, 1 divided by huge number is going to go to 0. All right, so what's left is, right, negative square root of 4, which is negative 2 over 1. So it's a negative 2. Right, so the limit is negative 2. Right? That's it. I hope that this was clear.